Hi, welcome to day 3 of the Global Mashiach Mivtza. Yidden have been struggling through Geulah for thousands of years, and it may seem like it's never going to end. But actually, there's a set time that regardless of what happens, Mashiach has to come. Now, although it would seem really nice to know that time, the reason that we were not allowed to be told the time that Mashiach has to come is because, as the Gemara explains, we actually have the power to make Mashiach come before the set time that Mashiach has to come. And if we knew exactly when Mashiach has to come by, regardless of what happens, we may not be as motivated to make Mashiach come right now. And since it is so urgent that we do everything we can to make sure Mashiach comes sooner, the time that Mashiach has to come by was not revealed. Now, since we're in the generation of Mashiach and we want to do all we can to bring Mashiach, we would want to focus on certain mitzvahs that are known to actually make Mashiach come closer, that have an added power to bring Mashiach. If you'd like to see why these specific mitzvahs are the ones that help us bring Mashiach that we need to focus on, you can pause the video and there are quotes explaining why these mitzvahs are the ones to bring Mashiach. So, these mitzvahs are tzedakah, teshuvah, awaiting the Geulah, davening and begging for Mashiach, learning about Geulah, learning Chassidus, Avos Yisrael, learning Mishnayos, Emunah in Mashiach. In addition to that, in Tafshin and Beis, the Rebbe told us that because we're the final generation of Geulah and the first generation of Geulah, because we're right at the brink of Geulah, we're actually, any mitzvah that we do, if we have the kavanah that this specific mitzvah is the one that will bring Mashiach, and not only will it bring Mashiach, but this specific mitzvah, if we have in mind what the Sefer HaBris tells us to have in mind, that this mitzvah is actually doing the incredible thing of redeeming the Shekhinah from Geulah, which is quite a unique power that we as individuals have. If we have this in mind, this kavanah itself actually brings Mashiach closer. So, for thousands of years, great Yidden have been trying to bring Mashiach, and we're the ones that are able to do it. But if you think about that statement, if for thousands of years Yidden so much greater than us have tried to bring Mashiach and couldn't do it, why do we think that we can? We know we're not as great as them. So how are we supposed to do it? So there are a few mishalim given to explain this. Imagine that a giant is trying to see there. Imagine that a giant is trying to look over a wall and see something, which for our purposes we'll call Mashiach. And he can't see it. But there's a midget that, although the giant set the foundation and the giant is doing most of the work, he's so much taller, the midget just got to go on the giant's shoulders. The giant lifts him up. The midget could accomplish what the giant couldn't. Actually get over the wall and be the eyes of the giant. So although, yes, they are so much greater and they set the foundation, we can actually get on their shoulders and do our small part to bring Mashiach. In addition to that, similar idea, in addition to the fact that as people they were so much greater, they also did so many more mitzvahs. And there's a certain goal, a certain amount of mitzvahs that have to be done. So they almost got there, but we just got to do the last few to bring Mashiach. So we understand how we just got to add on to their mitzvahs, add on to their greatness in order that we could finish up what they started. But what's interesting and quite empowering is that the Rebbe actually points out that it's not just like a coincidence, like enough time passed and we're finally the last generation and we're going to bring Mashiach. The fact that we're in this generation specifically shows something on us. It shows there's something unique that we can do and that we are doing. This specific generation, although there's so many scoffers that may laugh at us, although there's so many internal things. In previous generations, they had to face external Mesiras Nefesh. They had to risk their lives for Hashem. we don't have to face that. Yeah, we have a different type of Mesiras Nefesh. And we could say because of the level that we're on, or the way that we're made differently because we're coming to Mashiach, when we choose to actually be from, to actually choose Hashem, to choose Yiddishkeit, that is such a great Mesiras Nefesh, unique Mesiras Nefesh, and that actually causes Mashiach to come. Something that previous generations were not able to do, which is crazy. And Moshe Rabbeinu, the greatest man of all time, actually saw our generation, which is completely mind-blowing, saw our generation, saw our Mesiras Nefesh, and was humbled by us. So the fact that you're in this generation is no coincidence. This generation, every single person that was born has unique capabilities, something that only they could do to bring Mashiach. And as we know, time is of essence. We were not allowed to be told when Mashiach is coming because we need to do all we can to bring him sooner. And everybody's waiting for us. So you as an individual have this unique power. Grab that power and use it.